Hello, welcome back. This is Omni Talk Retail. I'm Chris Walton.
And I'm Ann Mazinga.
And we are coming to you live from CommerceNext in New York City. And we are excited to be here, Ann, because we have Ownit AI's founder and CEO, Payman Nejati, with us to tell us all about what his company is up to. And we cannot thank him enough for his sponsorship of our work here at CommerceNext. So, Payman, tell the audience about you, your background. Your background's really interesting. We got to start there.
Okay, so my name is Payman Nejati. I'm the founder and CEO at Ownit AI, but I'm also a 5-time startup founder, 21 years in e-commerce.
Oh my God.
The last few years in AI, so it's pretty recent, but merging the two, e-commerce and AI.
Well, okay, and now tell us a little bit about Ownit specifically. There's a lot going on right now. You had a big announcement today. So give us the origin story a little bit up to today's big announcement.
So we're big on e-commerce. We always loved e-commerce. We're 3 co-founders, ex-Amazon, ex-Walmart, ex-Anycart, and we came together 3 years ago, not knowing anywhere what we would do today, right? So
Okay.
what we did today is completely out of the realm of what we imagined back then. We announced today something that Google announced just a month ago, AI overviews.
Okay.
So to our surprise, we were working on this idea that if you're on an e-commerce website and you search for, say, a coffee machine, you have 200 results,
Yes.
and you have to go and think, okay, what do I buy? And the retailer or brand always said, like, I'll show you all I have, you decide, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, what if we could just take your search, give you an overview, give you a context of what to buy, and break it down to you. This is best if you have a small countertop. This is best if you have a office use. This is best if you love espresso.
Yeah.
And we started working on that, and we're demoing to Best Buy, we're demoing to different companies. And as we were demoing, Google went on stage and said at Google I/O, we're launching AI overviews next year to 1 billion people. And we happen to do this on brand.com and website.com. So people start calling us back and saying, hey, that thing that you were showing us, it's now a reality.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And how do we prepare for it as a brand?
And how do we prepare for it? And the answer is answer people's questions. You know, along their entire shopping journey, they just want to know what to buy. And if you help them, well, they'll buy it.
Right.
Yeah. And you were on stage with Ulta this morning, right?
That's correct.
So explain for the audience too, because I think conceptually it makes sense, but explain for the audience, like if I'm on, Ulta.com or wherever, what is it that I'm seeing? How am I interacting with this commerce experience differently because of what you're talking about?
This is what's so exciting, because
Yeah.
I took a use case of, say, a coffee machine, because I had to go through it myself. So startup founders, we solve our own problems.
Yes.
I need a coffee
I know,
machine,
I
what
was
do I
pissed
buy?
because I bought one for my wife for
Yeah,
Mother's
yeah.
Day, and I didn't.
And-
I didn't know about
And the
this.
truth is, when I tried to buy a coffee machine, I asked my co-founder, because I was like, he's a tech guy, he should know. He gave me a recommendation. I bought it. I returned it as I opened the box. I'm sad about it because all the waste, right? You just
Yeah,
get something, you're like,
yeah.
that's not what I want. You return. So I wanted to solve that for me. And when I met Michelle Paczynski at Ulta Beauty, VP of Digital Innovation, she told us, like, you don't need to convince me on the problem. We tried to solve Q&As for the last decade.
Right.
They started really early, like
Right,
before we were
right,
born as a
right.
startup. They start doing that. So the thought was like, oh, we get along. We understand each other's problem. And can we solve this for beauty? And we started playing with it. We're like, face moisturizer, dry skin, sensitive skin, anti-aging. And we start putting all these queries, and still, Ulta has, if I remember correctly, like 606 amazing products for a moisturizer. So
Yes.
again, like, break it down to my need and show me what it can be.
Right.
Answer my questions.
Yeah.
And so we started working with Ulta Beauty.
So it's taking the same search that I would do for the moisturizer, for example, on Google, but now you're serving that up to me when I'm just searching face moisturizer in a product search on Ulta.
Yeah, it's serving it to you first and foremost on Google, because we know your product search starts on Google
Yes.
mostly. So on Google, we'll feed you that to the Google AI. And to our surprise, we're not live yet with Ulta Beauty, but with some of our other customers, when we launch our AI content,
Yeah.
now AI overviews from Google are our AI content.
Right.
So we expect the same. The second Ulta Beauty goes live, we expect that Google's going to ask all those questions that people ask on Google. Google's going to be like, who is the authority on beauty?
Right.
And
Ulta.
moisturizer,
Right.
Who's the
specifically
authority on
moisturizer, right? Yeah.
Right.
Ulta Beauty.
Back to your question. Back to your
so
point.
here's a consumer question that Google gets. that now Google told people, ask me questions.
Right.
People are asking, all to answer. They get the snippet on Google, and they're like, well, now that I know I need to go buy it, they go to the website, they place the order.
Well, that was going to be my next question. So what is the value in what you're doing for the retailers at the end of the day?
When we started our business, we started with improving conversion.
Right.
And we're like, we can double your conversion or we don't get paid, which my CFO didn't like. But then people were like, conversion is great, but the cost of user acquisition is just too high. So as we were improving conversion, people were like, I'm still paying so much for acquiring users.
Right.
And we're like, what's the dream? What would you really like? Free CAC.
Yeah.
Free cost of user acquisition.
Yeah.
So we're like, how do we get free CAC? SEO. How do we get SEO? By organically answering people's questions. So the answer is, it's free. I mean, you pay us for the service fee to run the AI, to run the models, to survive as a startup and eventually thrive. But all of the traffic that we bring to you is not pay to play. It's answer people's questions, get traffic, convert them because you answer the question.
And there's also another part of this that's even better, and that's been improved even more so recently that you announced today. What does onboarding with the retailers look like? What did it look like even a couple of weeks ago, and what does it look like now, Payman?
So it started with give us a domain, give us a subfolder of your website.
Yes.
Just one link, like your.com/guide, and we'll build all of it there, and don't worry about anything else. It was easy because we could then sign everyone up and show them that it worked. And now what we created is, actually, here is your own website. Look at it with AI all over it. Our technical team is pretty technical, so they built a system so we can show the entire user experience to the retailer directly. We give them the experience, they play around, they show it to their board, they show it to their leadership team, and it's really catching up on fire. Good fire.
Yeah, good fire.
Good fire.
All right, so where are you going next? What's on the horizon for you for the end of the year, till the end of the year? How are you thinking about things?
It's crazy because we could just stop here, take any of these products, AI blog, AI category page, AI product page, and commercialize it and just raise more money and just grow a traditional business. But because we've been at it for so long, fifth startup and final startup.
Final startup.
I promised
really?
my wife.
Oh, wow, I didn't know
wife,
that. That's
wife,
new information.
I promised my wife final startup.
Oh, man.
So we're going all in. I'm saying, okay, this is such a moment to be alive.
Yeah.
Let's continue the innovation, right? What more can we do? Like we heard about Amazon Rufus AI
Yes.
coming
Yeah.
with the promise of answering everyone's
Very similar
question.
idea, yeah.
The day that comes alive, people will demand answers just like they demand fast free shipping
Right.
and free returns. So what other advancement can we do in light with Amazon's innovation pipeline, in light with Google's announcement, in light with Apple Intelligence?
Right.
Apple Intelligence,
Right, yeah, another
just
one.
ask.
Just yesterday.
Another place that, whether it's Siri, whether it's Google, whether it's Amazon, the world is getting used to the idea that they can just ask anything they want.
Yep.
So if you're a brand or a retailer, be prepared because they will demand answers.
Yes, absolutely. Man, I love the energy. I love talking to you. I get so energized.
know.
I mean, for those watching too, Ann and I would say we think this is the best tech we've seen anywhere in the last few years for sure. And so check it out. We're going to put a video out online to show you kind of what Payman's talking about here too as soon as we get the chance, now that everything's public and out in the open in terms of how it's all working. So Ann.
Yeah. Well, one more quick thing.
Yeah.
If people want to
Yes,
find
great
out how
question.
they can get in contact with you, there was a packed full room this morning for the Ownit breakfast. How do they get in touch with you?
The best way to learn about us, and I'm really proud of this, you go to ownit.co,
Yes.
and on the demo, request a demo, you request a demo with me.
Yeah.
There is no salespeople. It's all engineering and product. And I will sit with you, founder, CEO, tell you what we can and cannot do. But there is no sales process. We're genuinely trying to find the right partners. And talking about the right partners, OmniTalk has been an amazing partner
Thanks,
of ours.
man.
We are so happy
you.
to have you here because you bring the energy.
Thanks,
like this
man.
energy,
Thanks,
I'm jet
man.
lagged. So you guys bring the energy. And waking up to you guys talking about all the latest innovation, like when you wake up and your feed is OmniTalk, it pushes you to new limits. So I think we couldn't do it without you guys.
That's
could
awesome.
Really
Thanks,
grateful.
man. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Payman.
Thank you.
All right, that wraps up our coverage of day one here from CommerceNext. Thanks again to Ownit and Payman and the team for making it all possible. And until tomorrow,
Be careful out there.